Hello, and welcome. Don't worry, I'm not going to do the forks. I don't think. No. That's pretty much it. Thanks very much for all your kind comments on the rope and on the last video in general. That's really appreciated. Thank you very much. It's really nice. Come, stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. Now, remember, after last vid, I said I was going to give up on adding spotlights because, well, I'd left it too late pretty much because I covered them in rope. And also, I don't know, I just couldn't see anything I liked. Because if you have a look around Amazon and eBay, motorcycle fog lights, spotlights, auxiliary lights, that's what you usually search for. Everything looks kind of modern. Well, it would do. I mean, why would anyone make lights that suit this? I wish they would, though. So I have a look at these pics. These are the kind of things you see. They're kind of for adventure bikes, roadsters, very modern looking, sort of, mostly all from China, sort of aluminium, folded metal or cast items. Very smart on the bikes that they suit, but obviously not really going to work on this. The closest I kind of saw was these little ones, which to suit the sort of 60s mod look. People stick them on their Vespers. They come in all different colours. They got chrome backs. They're about 3.5 inches wide, about 75 mil. But even then, they just weren't really doing it. And anyway, like I say, now I've got this wrapped in rope. I can't really do that anyway. And even if I hadn't, if I put them on and then done the rope, it would have been around like, it just wouldn't have worked. But then someone watching, David, thanks David, did mention these two uprights might be available for mounting lights on. Still don't know. Hadn't seen anything I wanted though. So having a poke around the internet, as you do. I sort of branched out from motorcycles and just looked for, well, rusty spotlights, which is the most ridiculous thing to search for. But in a DIY store, these lights popped up. And I thought, well, that wouldn't really work because these are meant to be used in a house. But you know, this rope wasn't meant to be used on a bike either. So have a look at this. They weren't expensive either. So I think I might have found a solution. We've got somewhere to mount them. We got these lights, which I'm going to come and show you now. Have a look. Don't know if it's going to work. We always say that. But either way, I think something might happen. Come and have a look at these. Right, brace yourself, as always. Check this out. Look at that, pre-rustified. Obviously meant for ceiling mount and to shine downwards in your room. Just very basic ceiling light fixture. Do have these natty little grills on the front though. All very industrial. Good rusting as well. I fancy myself a bit of a connoisseur of rusts now. These are done really well. Not so much in my youth when I had a British Leyland motor product. And rust is pretty much the last thing you ever wanted to see. As if you would anyway. So the ceiling fixture comes, it's got two lights on. I don't want this back bit. Although I wonder if I could make it into a clock or something. I think for another day. But we'll take this to bits. Better come to bits. Hey, look at that. It's got this stirrup mounting, look. See if we can get this cable out. Probably have to replace this cable, it's a bit short, look. It's got an adjustable mounting. We're going to have a look on the bike. Now, some of you may already be thinking, if this is meant for in a house, this is a mains voltage light fixture, how are you going to make that work? Well, good question. Got these off eBay. They're about £3 each. And this definitely is not strictly legal, but we're obviously well past that. Because this being this might only make sense if you're in the EU, but this is a mains lighting fixture, and this is called a GU10 bulb, which is a mains bulb, 240 volts. It's got these pins, and it fits with a sort of a bayonet fitting. 12 volt versions come with two little pins. I think it's called an MR12 or an MR something. So to have these are 12 volt. So to have a 12 volt with a mains fitting, and there's no markings on these, I'm sure that's not sort of strictly legal in the British sense, but we're not doing anything in a house. Because if you put this into a mains fixture, there'd be quite a good effect, I think. Very brief one, but a very good effect. So these are going to be 12 volt. And if I get a battery, I should have a battery laying around. Right, don't do this either, okay? That's from my battery drill. That's 12 volt, isn't it? If I hold that on one pin, and I bridge the other with my pliers. Right. There we go. I might be overpowering the camera, but these are actually yellow for that sort of vintage look. Let's have a look on here. Size is good, because I don't want anything too big or crazy. Well, crazy. So typically you'd go sort of under the top like that. I suppose I could drill the rope, but I do have these sidebars here, which are super accessible. That's quite cool. It's in the middle. I don't know if they vibrate a lot. But with a couple of rubber washers. I'm hoping that will work out. If we stick a bolt through here, at the moment it's leaning down a bit, but we should just be able to rotate that back like that. That cable's got to come out, obviously. It's not going to work. But I've got some cable. You will double check that, because sometimes just going in the middle of something isn't always what looks the best. No, all good. Right. Right, same thing. Ow. Right, not sure if you'd use good quality bolts or bad quality bolts. The lines are starting to get blurred. Cool. And we've got about 10mm showing for nylock and washers. And I've got some rubber washers as well, so I'll probably put some in there as well. Just to grip that nicely. There's no idea how much it's going to vibrate. It might only last one day. But we'll see. Check it out. Kind of look. Nice, quite subtle actually. Kind of fills out that space as well. Obviously, expect some of you are looking in absolute horror at what's going on. That's great. Looks really homemade instead of handmade. Oh, nice. Right, just got to do something with these cables now, because I think I've got to change these because they're not long enough to get anywhere useful, and I don't want to put a join in, but I have ordered some cable and we're going to have a look at that. It's the original cable, which goes into the back, into this little lamp holder. We're going to have a look in this, because what I got on Amazon for a few pounds was some of this. Now, if you're a certain age, you might remember cable like this in your grandmother's house, or perhaps you've still got it in your house. It's this cloth covered wire that would sort of hang dangerously at the bedside light, and your nana might have said, don't touch the light, because she knew that you had these wires hanging out the back. Now this is a modern one, and it looks like old cloth covered wire, but inside it's completely modern. Insulated wire. Nice, it's got this kind of bronze finish. Ideal. Funny enough, while I was looking for this, I'll show you what I also saw. And they had cable, and it up inside rope. But I thought, we've had enough rope. But have a look at the pic. I thought that's really cool. So if you really wanted to hide your cable, you could make it look like rope. But obviously that's quite a niche thing. But you're in the place of niche, that's for sure. But I need to open this up. Very natty. Okay, we've got a lamp holder down in there. And a securing clamp. I don't know if it's just designed to come apart ever again. But small screwdriver. I know it looks like I have all my tools exactly to hand, but what you don't see is when I leave the frame, several minutes pass while I'm rooting around my tools, and I edited it, so I just seem to come back. But honestly, 10 minutes could have passed while I'm like, swearing, looking for the right tool, and then I appear again. But to be honest, that's the only editing I do. Sadly, that's why you sort of see everything. Right, in the back. these should just push and lock. See? There we are. Clever stuff. Obviously there's no polarity because it was originally an AC fitting. There's no positive and negative. Great. Well, I say great, it works. Put that clamp screw in. Hey. Better put some sealant on these threads. It's definitely going to come flying apart. Look how cool is that? Lovely colour. Right, let's put these on the bike and chop these cables to a good length, which will almost certainly be a little shorter than I really wished it was. So we'll be really careful about that. Let's get them on the bike. Cool, I'm going to go with a washer, rubber washer, between the light and the bars. Just to make that grip it a bit more, make it a bit more adjustable. And a spring washer and a nylock nut. breaking strain of these bolts is about 220 kilograms, which is about 500 pounds. So I think they'll hold these two lights on. Actually, that's the safety factor rating. And the safety factor is probably 5, which means if they're rated at 200 kilograms, they wouldn't be at risk of breaking until 5 times that, which is about 1,000 kilograms a ton. About 2,200 pounds. So I think they'll be all right. Right, let's tighten these up. Oh, excellent. That rubber washer's really gripped that. Right, I won't go any tighter for now. Obviously we've got nuts either end for tightening that up. Awesome. You might remember from the Meteor, I bought this nut cover kit on Amazon. It's only about £6 or so. It's got all these little plastic covers. And they sure make ends like that look a lot better. Cool, look at that. Nice. Looks like it was meant to be that way. I mean, obviously, better is subjective. And it looks like this, but still, little plastic covers. Make it look nice, don't they? At the very least, if I'm washing it, it'll save me ripping the back of my hand. Because I hate that when you're cleaning a motorbike and you stick your hand under and you've got one of those nice scars up the back of your hand then. That would imply that I wash my motorbike, which may or may not be true. I think we'll just wrap it round. There's a kind of sort of honest simplicity in making it look like it was made in a shed. It was really, wasn't it? Now, I'm going to go through here. I'm going to go up behind. It's quite a cheap switch off Amazon I just picked up. In fact, it's so cheap, it's not even made that well. Which is a shame, because it had quite good reviews. It just goes to show you can't believe everything you read, obviously. This thing, it's got a nice alloy housing, and the switch is quite nice. And it's got a rubber. It's got a rubber on it. It's quite a nice switch, but I just to add a bit of extra sealant to that. And the cable should be about long enough because I just need to get it in the headlamp housing. So that's where we're going to power it from. So you can sort of use this upside down on top. Can't really go near the brake side because there's too much going on. I don't want to go. So it's looking like it's going to be next to the clutch. I just had to go and file this out because it just was not going to fit. It's just a bit tight. The same with the other side. It just goes to show, no matter how simple something should be, there's always something to get you. Right, that's better. The sides actually meet now, look. Inside Bertie's headlight should be an accessory socket, and we're going to rob the power from that. I'm going to take his belt off. If you just tuned in, you just have to rewind. Actually, that doesn't have to come off. Ow. Poor birdie. Right, in here somewhere should be an accessory socket. Oh, is it that one? That's what I've got from Hitchcock's, which I put a link to. It's £3, I think. So they sell the other side, the accessory socket. So you can fit your own accessory onto this plug, stick it on. You don't have to do a bodge like cutting the wires off, which would be more usual, wouldn't it? But I just need to find, so it's a 2-pin connection. I can see one there. Let's have a look if that's it. This one here with a cap on, look. Seems very plausible. We'll try out the ignition now. Right, set my meter to DC volts. Stick it in here. We've got a yellow and a black. Yellow would typically be positive on a vehicle. So I'm expecting it to be dead there, and then let's put the ignition on. And it's still completely dead. Okay. Maybe it's only live with the engine running. Let's go. No? Oh, hang on. Okay, maybe I should have researched better, because that's not doing anything at all. Just check my meter's working. Yeah, drill battery says 12 volts. Is that the diagnostic port? That cover would kind of imply it is, isn't it? Pretend you didn't watch the last few minutes. I don't think that's it. Although I thought the diagnostic port was underneath. Let me check out the probes on there correctly though. That's actually, those holes are much deeper than I originally thought. Ah, there we go. My fault. I didn't have the probes all the way in. Good alternator. So, accessory socket, only live when the engine runs. go. See, I knew it wasn't diagnostic port. See, I knew that. There's also under here as well, and I think they deleted it on some models. There's another connector block, which is for a tripper. You can mount the tripper in there. And it's got a I remember seeing a bigger multi-plug ready for a tripper. But apparently they deleted that on some models later on. But 12 volt accessory port. Right, let's pop these cables in the back, bring them out here, connect them up, and blow it up. Okay, so positive from the feed, up to the switch, back from the switch, off to the lights, return from the lights. And positive is on this side. And this should just pop in here. Go click. If I got it the right way up. So teeth need to go upwards, okay. Ah, click. Got it. So power socket. Click. Right, let's start her up, see what happens. So ignition, nothing happens, as we expect. Round her up. Brilliant. Yeah, okay, I added a bit more string because I had it laying around. That's the end, I promise. No more string. It helps anyway because I haven't got a crab handle to help get it on the center stand. So a bit of rope on the back. It's like a handle. Look at those. What do you think of them? I was going to show you them lit up then, but I've dicking around so much I've run the battery down because it's been stood, because it's been bad weather for a couple of months. I have been out on it, but obviously not enough to keep it charged. So I'll charge the battery up. Because obviously, as we found out, can't light the lights unless the engine's running. But it doesn't really show on camera anyway, looks rubbish. Another thing, another cool thing. Oh, I didn't tighten them up, look. That's cool. I love the cables. Don't know if they'll last, but they are. It is a proper cable. It's meant for mains voltage, so I just have to keep an eye on it. It doesn't get the hardest use anyway. I don't want it to wear through and cause a problem. But very happy. All ready for the show next month. Now, I know I said I was going to mess around with the tank, maybe try something different, but you know what? I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the bike now. The new things, all the bits, I'm absolutely happy. I don't want to mess with it anymore. And also because I want to show you the new bike, because that's really exciting. So, for now, this is the end of Rusty Bertie. I think he's done. I'm really happy with it. Not going to mess with the tank, not going to mess with anything now. This is just how I want it to look. And I do use him, riding around. Weather's come out now, but I haven't got any time this afternoon. So never mind, the battery's flat anyway. But we're all ready for the show. Now, you might just need to have a little video before I show you the bike. But new bike project's coming, and I know you'll really love that. I'm not trying to wind you up. I'm just trying to keep it separate in my mind, because if I got confused with it, that wouldn't be any help either. But next time, I'll show you the new thing. And you think this was horrifying? Oh boy. This is nothing compared to what's going to happen to that poor bike. But it's going to be amazing. I'll shut up now. Rusty Bertie and me are going to the Kickback motorbike show next month. So if you come along, come and say hi. Come and see the bike. Expect Rusty Bertie will get a good fingering when people see him. Because he's very touchable. He's very sort of interactive. I can't keep my hands off it. But thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all your kind comments. You're very nice people. Please like and subscribe if you want to. We'll see you next time. Or maybe something else. Yes. Thank you.